Alright, all praise to Yahawashi. Alright, sort of like just like a quick like impromptu personal testimony. I don't know, like earlier like roughly a week ago, and I was like working out and all that, and I don't know, like I pulled like I pulled or like tore some like muscles like in my lower back and all that. Alright, and I don't know, I was I was just going through like just like an ailment and all that. Alright, and like what happened, like and of course like I recognize it like spiritually as like a like a tribulation and all that. Or so I took it, just like just going through the process, as far as like the herbs and all that. But or just like as of now, it's like all of a sudden I'm able to do like just some of the things that like I had like trouble doing, like as far as like like at least like like jogging a little bit and things like that. But it's like just like coming along a little faster than I like thought it would. So like I sent up a quick prayer, like basically like Thawadah Yahawah, which means like thank the Most High, like in thank the Most High in Christ and all that. That's how you say it. That's the proper way to say it is Thawadah Yahawah B'Hashem Yahawashi. Alright, but just wanted to share that personal like testimony as far as like like the Lord's like tribulation, and then like His like healing power and all that. Like um I just wanted to share the testimony and thank Yahawashi that it's like coming along faster than I thought it would. Alright, but I'm gonna get alright, Psalms 18:1. Alright, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. Alright, so basically like all in all, like in a nutshell, like the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shem Yahawashi is the only one, like at the end of the day, that you can rely on like anyway. Like like I didn't like go to any like doctors or anything like that, or like take any like painkillers and all that. Like there was a few like it's like natural like herbs, like maybe Lord willing in another lesson like I can go through like some of those like alternatives. Alright, but like all in all, it was Yahweh B'Hashem Yahawashi that's like as of now it's speeding up that healing process. Alright, and verse 3, I will call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised, so I shall be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. Alright, so when David was writing all this, of course, like he spent like most of his life, like most of his like rulership, like running and fighting like his enemies, like mainly like even enemies amongst like his own people. Alright, but right now, like in this truth, like of course, like we're in that position, like even in that or in the live stream we did like a couple, it was like last night. I mean, it's like in last afternoon we were talking about how like we have to like us as of the elect, Lord willing, and those of us that go out on the highways and byways and teach sound doctrine, like we're pretty much in like all the offices like of like the of the 12 tribes and all the patriarchs. Like we're doing basically like one of the things we're doing is like the end of the prophecy of the or at the end of the book of Mark. We're somewhat doing like the office of the Levites as far as like like from time to time, like people, of course, like if you're someone who deals with the Bible, someone's gonna it's like ask you questions about like concepts of like wrong and right, who the Lord's dealing with, and we're the ones who have like all those answers. Or as far as like the tribe of Issachar, like discerning like the times and all that, Right, that's obviously what we're doing through prophesying and telling people like what time it is. And that was the topic of the live stream and all that. Alright, and even like us being like Moses as far as like dealing with like a stiff-necked people, you know, like all the prophets, all the you know, Yahawashi saying the servant isn't greater than master. So we're gonna have to go through like all those things and all that. But then the Father's gonna he's gonna be the one who's gonna deliver us. All right, and also like with David, as far as like you know, like all our just like enemies and shit like that. Like right, there have been times where like I'd like look at you know, like you know, as far as like something like, you know, like computers or whatever, like trying to. Sometimes I'll see like FBI surveillance come up on like a list of like wireless networks and all that. As far as like, of course, like when you're in the truth, you get like paranoid. I don't know what it is, like really, but you know, the FBI is like posted up everywhere anyway for a number of like various like reasons. You know, they still have like other, you know, like the low, they're basically like higher level demons like looking for us, but also right, they're there to like take care of people who have like lower demons on them and shit like that, because they're just fodder, missile fodder anyway. So right, they're gonna get that sword some way somehow. But still, when you have that spiritual eye, you know it's like there's like the possibility of like, you know, like shit like that being heavier than you think it is. So that induces like a spirit of paranoia. You know, as far as like David, even like David, as far as like he recognized that he had like enemies of other nations as well as his own people. Right, that's one thing that we go through and all that. But you know, this is as far as like whatever like trouble you're in, like I recognize it as like chastisement, but I also like I consider myself blessed because I didn't like this just happened roughly 15-20 minutes ago, maybe like a half an hour or some shit like that. So you know, that's why I just want to make this video in like testimony. All right, all right, verse 6. All right, in my distress I called upon the Lord and cried unto my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even unto his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled, the foundations of all the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. All right, but all right, that's like these precepts. It's basically like dealing with like the subject of like recompense like upon our the lords and our like enemies. All right, but right, the main point I wanted to make is or you know, like the, you know, the Heavenly Father, He'll send that tribulation on you, but then, you know, like you know, it's like once you get out of like whatever like time out or whatever, once you know, once you see that gate open in the light like that, and this or you realize that that's, you know, like from time to time, like He'll lift that up and like have like some sort of like mercy on you. You know, I still, as far as like the healing process, I have still a little some ways to go, but just the fact that it's like just like getting like better than it was and better than I expected it to be. And I just wanted to say like Thawadah Yahawah Yahawashi for that. Alright, and I just like give you that like testimony real quick. Alright, with that I want to say Shalom, all praise to Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. Alright, double honors to the apostle of GMS. Alright, and Shalom.